country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51.
Hey, how's it going? So, I am procrastinating right now. Christ. I've got to start making dinner soon. We've got this side of lamb shoulder, whatever you want to call it. It's going to take like 4 hours, I think, maybe 5 hours to cook. But it's not even midday yet, so I've kind of got to clean up some stuff in the house as well, but I'm not getting around to doing that either. So yeah, we're going out instead. We're going to go look in the shops. It's a tractor. Oh my god, it's a tractor. Okay, I'm crossing the road. So what happened earlier on was I discovered that photo Moonrise, I think it's by Ansel Adams, his name is. I'll show a picture of it here. So yeah, that photo was taken on the 1st of November in, I wrote it down. Anyway, the 1st of November is my birthday. So, 1941. 1st of November, that moonrise photo was taken. So what I did was I went and found out what else happened on the 1st of November. So a really good one that I'm really happy about, in 1896 the National Geographic showed printed the first picture of a naked lady in the magazine. So first appearance of tribal booby is 1st of November. So that one's awesome. What else happened? Thomas Edison filmed Annie Oakley sharpshooting, who then Buffalo Bill saw the video and decided to get her in his Wild West show. So that was pretty good too. Lowry, the painter, was born in 1887. Oh, exactly 100 years before me. So that's pretty good. We'll show you a Lowry painting here. And yeah, finally Anthony Kiedis, the singer of the Chili Peppers. He was born in 1962 on the 1st of November. So that's the kind of shit I get up to when I'm supposed to be cleaning the house. Did we get a couple of records? I think we'll go back and have a look at a couple of records. Okay, terrible news. That shop I was getting my Beatles records from, they've stopped taking them in. They only do 6 issues of things and then they stop it. So they said they could set me up a standing order, but I'd have to pay a deposit of 3 issues, which is $16.99. So, you know what I mean? It's 51 quid. So I was like, no, that's not happening. So I went to the other one. I went to the other shop and the guy said he's just going to keep getting them in because I think he was buying them as well. So this was the shop that I went to and they were damaged the first time. So annoyingly I can still get them, but I don't know how badly damaged they're going to be each month. And the thing is as well, I don't need every one, so I don't want to commit to a standing order. Like in a couple of weeks there's one of the red and blue albums, they're coming out and I don't need them, I've got them. And even if I didn't have them, I wouldn't want them because I'm buying all the albums. So yeah, it's kind of sorted out. I'm kind of still a bit uneasy about it. Next week I think it is Yellow Submarine, so I want that. But anyway, Beatles rant over. Let's go see what else I got. Okay, how's it going? So we got some records and we got some books as well. Shit, I've left one record over there already. So let's just have a look. I've been going through there it is there, Twin Peaks book. It starts tomorrow, so it's very exciting. I've been kind of watching this, so I'm going to do the 2 last episodes tonight, I think, just so we're up to date. There's a movie too, but it's kind of like a before and after of it's kind of like a prequel and a sequel. Sweet. Anyway, let's have a look at these. I couldn't believe I found these. This is Outshined by Soundgarden. A cool picture disc. Really cool. B-side on this is I Can't Give You Anything. So that was cool. And the other one was Jesus Christ Pose. This is a really sweet picture, I guess. The B-side to this one is Stray Cat Blues. Really cool. Really cool to find these this week. Rest in peace. Okay, next was just some stuff that I wasn't sure. Well, okay. I wasn't really 100% sure I wanted these, but they were there, and I always thought they could be fodder to sell down the line. So this is Ghost in the Machine, not in the Shell, like I was about to say, by The Police. This is their maybe 3rd or 4th album. I can't quite remember. It might be their 2nd. I just know it's not their 1st. Anyway, iconic album cover. This, I just had to have this. How hard are they going to laugh at me when I go to the framing shop to get this framed? We'll see. But I think it's the original one. It's got the insert. So there you go, Prog. Yeah, I was happy to see that just sitting there for £1, 50p, whatever it was. First Queen album. Again, I'm not really that into them, but it could be a seller. I don't know how well this did at the time, how many there are. I know Queen were huge, obviously. I don't know how this might be a reprint. Don't know. Last one I was chuffed with. I'm keeping this definitely. Martha and the Muffins, Metro music. So yeah, chuffed with that. Again, I don't know about printing. It's red on that side, green on that side. But yeah, Echo Beach, what a track. Yeah, sweet. Right, 2 seconds, I'll just get this other record. So I put a bid on a copy of Abbey Road. I've been trying to get a copy of Abbey Road for a couple of weeks now. There was a seller selling a heap of Beatles stuff, quite badly listed. Like he had a With the Beatles that was a mono, and I think original pressing. But I couldn't tell because he hadn't written down any of the matrices or anything, but it looked good in the photos. So I just put a bid on everything he had. Kind of reined it in. I didn't want to go crazy, but they all blew up at the last couple of minutes. Still didn't go for that much. Maybe if I'd had only bid on a couple, I could have put a bit more money in. But I only got one in the end, and it was one I already had. But there is Sgt. Pepper. So like I've got an old copy of Sgt. Pepper now, to go with my brand new copy. So slightly annoying. It's on this label, Parlophone, which means it's 4th pressing. I found a really good website that goes through all the printings, all the pressings, all the variations and everything. I wanted to do that. I was going to do that this week in this video, go through all the ones I've got and show you, explain some of the variations and stuff, but I think it's a video on its own, so I'll get around to it at some point. But I've wrote it all down in the book, so that's cool. But anyway, yeah, this one's 4th pressing. It was printed from 67, I'm not going to open that book, 67 to 69 I think, so it is still 60s, but yeah, not as early as it could be. I think the first 3 printings all had the Parlophone yellow label. Anyway, that's that. I need to go back to the shop because I forgot to buy potatoes. Before we go for the spuds, I've just remembered some of these books I've been reading. So, number 1 is Harrow County 23. I think I maybe got this last week. Did I even show this last week? I can't remember. But it took me ages to actually read it. Only got around to reading it this week. So yeah, it's plodding along nicely, Harrow County. I'm ready for something to happen though. Royal City number 3. The same. Lemire's in for the long run, I think, on this one. He's already talking about ending this arc and the end of the second arc as well, so looks like he's going to be on this for a while. I wouldn't mind seeing a nice 40-issue book, at least, from him, like Sweet Tooth. So that would be cool. Flash 22, the last issue of The Button. Alan Moore is going to be absolutely delighted with this. And I noticed him or Gibbons weren't mentioned once throughout this whole thing. If I'm wrong, I apologise, but there's definitely no mention of him. And yet it just ends with this Doomsday Clock, November. So they're just pawning us off until November before we get actually anything, because this story, whilst it was good, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be at all. It wasn't a Watchmen story at all. But still, there's a direct quote on the very last page from Watchmen, and yeah, Alan Moore is going to lose his shit when he sees that. Not that he's going to see it, he'll just be told about it and that'll be enough. But yeah, so it's going to run into Superman, by the looks of things. November. So yeah, there. This, however, Batman number 23, was fantastic. Even if you're not buying Batman, just go and pick this up. It's a little standalone one-shot. The Brave and the Mold, which in itself I was sold. I was like, that's fantastic. Little Swamp Thing one-shot, kind of a tribute to Bernie Wrightson. And it was amazing. Really, really good. Best Rebirth issue, I'm going to say. Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. And the artist, Mitch Gerards, however you say his name, brilliant. It was a really subtle book. There wasn't many massive splash pages, but I am going to show you one. Really, really nice. Go and buy this book. Finally, issue number 2 of Eleanor and the Egret, or Egret, I don't know how you say it. I'm not a bird man. But there you go. Really, really cool. Sam Keith, fantastic. I want to know how long this is going to run. I wouldn't mind seeing a nice chunk of issues from it. Nice to see Sam Keith doing some stuff again. Anyway, that's it, I think. Pretty much all of it. I've got some lamb footage to show you. But apart from that, that's going to be it for this week. So be prepared for some lamb footage to follow, and we'll see you next week, guys. See you in the next one.
Major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more